This is also one thing I'm starting to think of. There's like three common ways I see people doing comics online when they're self-publishing. The first case, which is you just have like an online store, and that's either when you run yourself or you go to Indie Planet or something like that. But you're like, people go to a website that's just dedicated to buy the comic on demand at that time. Second case, of course, is Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and Indiegogo has that go-between where they do the in-demand mode as well. And the third case is to do like a Patreon subscription, where I've seen people say like, hey, I'm just going to draw comics continuously and you get access if you're a paying member. And it seems you're right, like each one has kind of its own specific market and way to do it. Because of course, I kind of feel like with Patreon, and in my case, I've got a subscribe star myself. It's good if you have kind of like a steady drip of content and you're not looking necessarily to like only sell books, but also other things as well. Access to you, basically. I know like the fun of Kickstarter is it's kind of like you're throwing a big party for a month. People just kind of come and go to participate in it, right? And it
Yeah.
sounds like you've done a couple of these. So yeah, tell me, like, do you get different people or different type of customers from each one?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like Patreon is a monthly service subscription, and you have to provide them value in return. A direct to store buy or a Kickstarter campaign is a one and done. They're coming in, putting down that one time payment, and they're coming out. So you're gonna have two very different customers, and then also digital versus physical. You approach them in way different manners. But again, you're looking at it from a lot of people. Like if they come to a campaign, they just want to support you. So the more upfront you can be, the more personable you can be, which is really hard, especially if you're an introvert. I think a lot of us comic creators don't like to be up in the forefront. We want to create, we want our product to be the thing that speaks for us. But in this day and age, we are the marketing device. We don't have a publisher behind us going, hey, here's the newest Batman issue, here's the new Spider-Man issue. You are the market piece. You are the mouthpiece for yourself. So the product's really a secondary thing now. But then if you can get them in tandem with each other, then that's a force to be reckoned with. And I think that's really where the Common America guys came in and showed us how it's done in a lot of those ways, because not only are they a force, but so is their product a force. Because you'll have a lot of people that maybe they are very well liked, but sometimes the product isn't.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, there's one story question I had as well, which was I saw you did Demon Hunter Raven along with Clayman. So
Yes.
when I was first getting started out in comics Twitter, right, I met Clayman. He's definitely got a good character design, and it's kind of a funny concept that he did. Yeah, so tell me about your experience there with writing a crossover and what you saw as like potential challenges when you first start doing it to make it so it's an enjoyable read for everybody.
Yeah, so that's kind of the fun part is I don't handle any of the writing on that one. That's all Robert, the creator of Clayman. And I kind of just trusted him, and I just kind of trusted his word, and he produced a really awesome book. Or it was a 6-page short. So that way that kind of came about is that Robert at that time was commissioning his artist, Ivan, to do these crossover pieces with other people that he liked their characters. And so he came into me and he was like, man, it'd be really cool if our characters had like a cool illustration. I said, one better, how about we do a short story together? So then we got in the DMs and we started talking about like, what would we even do? I was like, man, just shoot me whatever you want and let's see what we can make it happen. Pitch me something. And so he came up with this cool 6-page thing that immediately gave the idea of like, okay, his character's a superhero, mine's a demon hunter, here's a demon, and here's his character's his rogue gallery. And people really liked it. They liked the sort of contradiction between our characters, in the color scheme. They kind of just play off of each other. It was just total accidental. That grew out of people. The feedback we got about it is that we then got back together and said, okay, we got something here. Let's do some more to it. And so now we're putting together a 48-page book that's just going to be fun crossover adventures. Like one of them's in the Minneapolis diner, and then they get attacked by a kaiju. Just crazy fun things.
I know every time I go to a Denny's, I worry about a kaiju attack. Don't want to have a grand slam right in front of me, about to enjoy my breakfast, and then the friggin' kaiju attack happens.
I was going to say it's like, was it those Soul Finder Demons match? Like somebody just lights up one of those demonic matches next to you, and next thing you know, like the whole restaurant's upside down.
It's more like an anime sort of zaniness. Robert really writes with a that sort of goofiness, but he's got those emotional punctual moments in it. So
nice.
Hits you with some jokes and then boom, something really poignant comes out of nowhere. So he's definitely got a talent for it. I've just been very beneficial to receive the ability to work with them.